All right. Welcome to Blind with a Vision, where we always have a vision. The vision here on Blind with a Vision is always ready to go, even if it's a bit unclear. Anyway, Anna here in Southern California. Wow. Um, I have so much to share. Oh, I always have something to say. And I keep going and going and going. But this time, I promise this video will be short, a short video. Because yeah, live videos shouldn't be more than an hour, and I always make all my videos way too long. Anyway, this is Anna from Blind with a Vision, where we always have a vision. Where the biggest vision is the vision of inclusion of people with visual disabilities, and where the YouTube channel where there are many unreachable dreams. We're gonna be celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. this coming Monday. My number one hero in the States, in the United States. Um, and just like Martin Luther King, I have a dream. I do. A huge dream that is full of tiny dreams, right? If you are new to Blind with a Vision and you don't know what Blind with a Vision is all about or who Anna is, well, I am Anna and I live here in Southern California, diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa, this weird eye condition. It is a retina degeneration, and I lost my sight gradually. I was diagnosed when I was 19, and little by little, I actually lost my sight and I only have light perception. I've been a guide dog user since, wow, a long time ago, since 2002, I believe, 2002, 2003, one of those. Yeah, already had three guide dogs. And yeah, here on Blind with a Vision, this YouTube channel is very simple, extremely simple, but very transparent, very genuine, very straight to, never straight to the point because I say so much just to say one thing. However, I show Anna's reality on how I live as a blind person, right? I do not represent the whole blind community. I'm wrong very often, but I believe that when we are talking about the blindness, the visual disability, um, this is when I know every single blind person out there, uh, that makes us very similar. We having the visual disability is the same for every single person. Yeah, when you're not able to see, I guess I should say, when you're not able to see, it is the same for every single one of us. However, we are different individuals, different people, different culture, different country, different social economic status, different way of viewing life, different experiences, different on and on and on, right? But when we are talking about the visual disability and when we have to depend on services, accommodations, accessibility, and all those things that we, the blind, already know. Well, those who are already have lived in the blind life for a while, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Um, and I thought I would just share this live video and share about what is my dream. My dream that is actually related is I have always have this dream and many dreams for the blind community, right? I guess being blind gives me the right to have those dreams, right? And I guess each one of us can just dream whatever the dream is. I believe we should just have dreams, right? I believe those dreams contribute to the vision, whatever vision in life it is for you, or you. But for me, I have a clear dream, um, and I guess not many really. I'm thinking about how many blind people uh, don't have the courage to actually, many of us, most of us, if not all, I would say not all, but many of us or most of us have the courage to actually get over the whole blindness and have the courage to just go out there and do whatever we have to do and what we can do, what we enjoy and like to do and want to do and actually are able to do, because there are many things that we're not able to do from my point of view. Yeah, I do acknowledge that the blindness has limitations, and we experience so much because we live in a world that is designed for sighted people, a sighted world that actually um, manages those services for the blind, right? Uh, and I do want to say here that I'm going to be sharing about that more and more these weeks, right? First of all, I'm going to go and check and see if anyone has joined, and then I will continue. Stick around. Hi, Sherry. No, Carrie. Hi, Mike. How are you doing? Oh, hi, Mike. Mike says, you mean, yeah, yeah. I'm so glad you're here, Mike. Hi. Trevor says you are central, that you can see me and my head is in one piece. Sometimes you feel like it's into many, many, many little pieces because I'm thinking so much. Trevor, let me see. Okay, Mike, says my hero is Selma Hayek. She's brilliant and beautiful. Mike says, I'm never wrong, but sometimes I'm mistaken. I'm still in that quote. Write it down. That is a quote right there. Sometimes I'm wrong. What is it? Let me see. I am never wrong. Sometimes that is a quote. Write it down and share that out there on Facebook on your positive thoughts, Mike, because that is totally a quote. Have you seen my quotes that I have? I have many. Mike is saying hi to Trevor. Let me see. All right. So anyone that is here watching, I know that I can only see who is here. So you don't know that I know you're there. I don't see your name unless you comment here. Anyway, Mike, thank you for always stopping by to say hello to Anna and for the support and for the beautiful messages on Facebook, encouraging. Um, Honestly, it's not that I want you to just tell me all those beautiful things, but it's always nice having the support from our fellow blind members, because that is part of my dream, Mike. um, Carrie, thank you for being here. And Trevor is always helping to make sure that I'm actually center here. That's when the low vision is works, right? And Trevor is a good friend. Trevor over there in England, and Trevor thinks a lot like me, I have to say. And it's not that I'm looking for people that actually think the way I do, because that would be boring, right? We are different people, different individuals, right? So diversity is what makes the world richer. Yeah. Imagine that we all would be exactly the same. No. Anyway, I want to stop here to say and invite you. I want to invite you to actually, you have rarely hear me in all these years that I have, since I created Blind with a Vision, to actually say in my videos, please like, share, and subscribe. Very seldom I do that, because I personally believe that if people want to follow you and share and that, we don't even have to tell people, right? Don't have to be begging for that, right? So any followers that I have here is because many people actually found me on YouTube. Very simple YouTube channel, very simple, not sophisticated at all. It's just here, Anna. It's bilingual in English and Spanish with my limited, believe it or not, not fluent Spanish and not fluent English, but it is bilingual, right? This is for people that just wishes to join the vision of inclusion of people with visual disabilities. That is the biggest vision on Blind with a Vision. And part of the biggest vision is actually to share with you a view, a life perspective that is genuine, not pretending, not only showing you the most amazing things I can do as a blind person, and hey, look, I can do this, and this, and my blind life is perfect, because it's not how it is in real life, right? I mean, come on, this is a whole topic among the sighted community, that people always show mm, things on social media, all over social media, things that they don't really, it's not really true. I mean, they use all this. I was joking about this morning. I took a photo, selfie myself with this top, and I had a black jacket on top. Taking a photo of myself, and I'm doing the hand here, like, and I share that on Instagram, and I don't even know how I look. It's talking about, hey, I don't have to worry about all those filters and taking so many selfies to see which photo I like. I just take many and go, Sass, this is the one that I upload, and who knows how I look, right? So people always do these filters to hide pimples and to this and that, and they just share the nice and beautiful things. And you know what? That's why the world has a lot of issues, a lot of depression going on, and a lot of low self-esteem, a lot of, and then parents are complaining that they're being bullied on social media by other people and whatever. And go like, oh my gosh, right? If people were real, then the world would be different, right? So if you know anyone that is going blind, nowadays we have a lot of we have all these eye conditions related to age, just like macular degeneration. A lot of people 55 and older is going blind because of or those eye conditions related to aging. Um, and people don't know what to do, right, about it. They stay home, crying about it, depressed. It's more than normal. We already know, those who we already passed the whole grieving stage, we know it is normal to get depressed and feel sad about it. It would be abnormal to be jumping and say like, oh my gosh, I'm going blind. That would be abnormal. So it's more than normal to feel, get into the whole, you know, going through all those grieving stages and getting stuck in the depression stage, right? Many of us already reach the contemplation stage. Many of us never achieve, never reach the accepting stage. I do not believe in the accepting stage. I believe in adapting, 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 because adapting is what makes us really get out there and adapt to whatever is coming, right? There are those situations when for me, I will never adapt, right? I will not adapt to all those organizations that are profiting, with the blind community. And why am I saying that? Because there are organizations out there around the world that they actually profit out of the blind, and they preach all over the social media that are actually helping the blind and that they care about blind people. Really, I don't think so. I'm not saying that every single organization out there they do the same. I'm sure, just like humans, there is honest people and real altruistic people. Not many Mother Teresa's out there. Even Mother Teresa was doing what she did because she was gaining something out of it. Every single human behavior uh, is about that. It's because we're gaining something out of it, right? I'm doing this video because I'm gaining something out of it. You're watching me because whatever that is, you're gaining something out of it. You choose to wear whatever type of clothes because you gain something out of it. You go to the gym because you're gaining something out of it. If we would understand that, then we would not be questioning. Why is she questioning that, right? And it goes all over the place. That's how it is in Anna's world. But my whole thing is that I have a dream. I have a dream that we, the blind community around the world, yeah, this is the biggest dream, bigger than many other almost impossible dreams out there, because the blind community has been washed by the world. We have been brainwashed, and even the blind have believed that that we should be grateful and thankful because we went blind, because now we are testimonies to God, right? I mean, what father wants their children to be blind? Honestly, I don't think so, right? Those are foolish consolations, and I respect whatever your religious beliefs are. 100%. If that is a way for you to cope with the blindness and how you live with the blindness, perfect, great. As long as you don't push that on others and preach all over social media that that's the only way, because we are testimonies. That's why people um, misrepresent us on the film industry and all those locations, right? So my dream is that someday, and I should say soon, because someday is not a day in the week. It's not. We shouldn't use the word someday. So that was the wrong word to use. My dream, just like Martin King, I have a dream. I have a dream that we the blind wake up, that we have the biggest awakening, right? That we wake up from this whole mentality that we the blind should be grateful, should always be grateful, should kiss us, should stay quiet, should never use our voice that we were given to speak out loud and to question out loud those who actually keep us in the situation that we actually have around the world. In the situation where we continue depending on all these organizations, all these nonprofit, all these agencies, all these companies that sell their technology for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and rarely blind people can actually buy it out of pocket, right? Why? Because we're not employed. We're not employed. They say that 50% of blind people, or here in the United States, the disabled community is employed and have a salary. I wonder if it's true. For the blind community, I bet you my life that is less than 15%, right? Why? Because many of these locations that have programs for the blind and visually impaired, they only have one or two jobs. And it's because they don't know how to do the job. They don't know how to teach Braille. They need a blind person. We have many, 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 many blind and visually impaired people that is that have they have the skills, the qualities, the degrees, the experience to actually work in all these locations, but they only have a position for one person or two, right? And these people become puppets. Honestly, they become puppets on these in these locations. Yeah, they want for them to actually manage and and keep an eye on the blind community, right? And these, should I say, brainless blind people who, and I'm not talking about every single one, because I don't want to generalize, but some of these people really believe, and they become the worst enemy for the clients and people out there, the ones that need, because now they have this blind puppet, and the one that believes like, oh, I'm the blind successful. I don't know, Anna, how come you have not gotten a job? I got one. I say, yeah, you happen to be in the right place at the right time, and they hire you, and you were a kiss ass because you volunteer at this location for years. You kiss us, you continue kissing us, and that's why you work there, because there is many more qualified people than you are, kind people who actually would do something for the blind community, and you happen to be someone that is just um, not helping people, right? Because I've seen this over and over, and not only in organization for the blind community, right? I've seen this in other jobs that I had, what is about, just a sighted company, and they hire some of the blind, and the way we're treated is like if they're making us a favor. Yeah, they're getting a break from the government, from tax. They're getting incentives. How sad that they have to get an incentive to hire the blind, right? Isn't that sad? Do you think like we should be happy about it? Companies and organizations and those locations should not be getting an incentive. It's like convincing them, like, come on, hire blind people, right? We have talked about these topics over and over for years with people on Clubhouse during the whole pandemic. We have talked about these topics everywhere with people from all over the world. And the conclusion is a good laugh from all the blind, saying like, yep, yeah, they don't hire us, we don't have the salary, but who's getting donations from rich people out there? and thousands of volunteers during the year. The nonprofit organizations, those agencies who get donations from people, and honestly, I say it out loud, I'm 100% sure that they're not using that money the way they should. And I just experienced that. I just experienced to actually confirm my what I suspected, and I guess I knew for years. I'm not talking about every single organization out there, because not everyone not everyone does that. But there are organizations who actually they get donations from rich people, and they don't really. I doubt that they use the money the way they do, especially when they don't even want to give you um, an appointment with the president, the head of the organization. Really? But if that would be a blind, a rich person that is going to give a large donation, the president would be running like that, right? But you're just the blind person who, by the way, happens to be the client and the reason why they have that organization, apparently, right? So my dream is that the blind, the blind community, the blind population, the blind family, which I always call my blind people my family, because we're family, and there are disagreements within the family. There are those siblings in families that don't get along, but they still care when someone hears that someone blind, experience something bad. I think we all know how it is at some point to have been discriminated, to have been excluded, to have been pushed to the side. I think many of us know how it is to not have a job, right? Many of us know that once, for some who they have gone blind later in life, maybe Mike, for you, if you still here, and for some of us who were diagnosed at age 19 during college, and when we were just starting to actually go to college and get out there, we know how difficult it is to get a job, right? Why is it that it's so difficult for us to be hired? Why is it that all these profit or non-profit organizations or agencies where they provide services for the blind, why is it that everyone is sighted? Why is it that they only hire 2 or 3, maybe 4 sometimes? But if you ask how many blind volunteers they have, like some organizations that I just have in mind right now, many of them are blind because we want to get out of the house and just go and do something, right? And we have advanced from my point of view. Like, no, I disagree with those people that the world has gotten worse. I don't think so. I think the world has gotten better. It's just that it's the people that is the rotten people that is rotten, just messing up with the world. I think if if we focus on the positive, the world has gotten better. For us, the blind, all this accessibility that in all these companies that create accessible technology for the blind is helping. Like Apple, I know I just said that they make money out of us, and they do, and they do profit with, especially with the United States. For those companies to create this technology that is $15,000, 16, $20,000, when the salary of a blind person is not even that annually, and then they have in mind to the United States, because there are programs for the blind in the United States, rehab programs, who will pay for this technology for some of their clients, and their goal of these companies is to come to the United States and sell their equipment. Do many of us have the money for that? No, right? We don't. We don't. I can go on and on and on with examples. So my dream is that at some point the blind community we wake up, so we can have quality of life. because without money, there is no independence. I was just mentioning somewhere with a group of blind people that a lot of these locations provide services, but they never provide mental health services with a mental health professional that actually understands the blindness. Many of us are psychotherapists. Many of us know how to do this therapy, believe it or not, but they never invest money on having a counselor so we can deal with whatever we are living related to the program that they're offering. Mm-mm, they don't. But they have their big parties with, for days in Vegas and in locations, and they just buy their stuff, and they have the wife working in the nonprofit, and the son, and the aunt and the uncle, but they don't want to hire the blind, and we're so passive about it. We don't even question it. The ones that we question is people like Anna, because we actually speak up about these things, and because we have the courage to actually share this on simple YouTube channels like this one, right? And the people like me is who you even the blind question, because you're so brainwashed and so domesticated, like Juan Ruiz would say, this author from the book The Four Agreements. We are domesticated, socialized to believe that we should be grateful because they're doing this and this and this for us, when we know that it's not like that. The whole vision that was initiated in whatever nonprofit and was initiated by some blind people decades ago, 100 years ago, or whatever, I believe it was real. It was to help the blind person or the blind people, but it changes throughout the years because they start choosing the money and not caring about the blind person. And then who struggles? Us. And we're gaslighted. We are. We're pushed aside and we're punished. And punished in a way that not only you don't get the service, but they actually, it's interesting how we humans behave. That not even the ones that have the power to actually speak up and say, hey, it's wrong what you did to Anna, would even say anything. They stay quiet. And then they just gaslight you, and everyone believes that. Even those who were supposed to be not friends, because we're not friends with these people that work in nonprofits, but someone that actually has been fair to you and kind, right? They just turn their back on you. I know this is very unclear about what I'm talking about, but this is part of the whole picture of what really happens with all these organizations and companies. I mean, we go to the conventions, and I go to the season convention and get all excited about what I quote unquote see over there, and preach all over social media like, oh, I went and saw this, and, so yeah, but I just touched the thing. It's thousands of dollars, and I laugh not this year, but the previous year that I went to the Ambition, and they gave me this little bag and a T-shirt, and I'm taking photos and sharing in social media, and I take videos and have done videos for them, but they never mention me. So this year I decided not to upload their videos, because I did take 2 videos in Spanish. Never uploaded the English one. I did the Spanish one because not many blind people actually do videos in Spanish and shares with people from Central South America and other countries where they speak Spanish. But the English one I decided not to, because you have to buy their products to be mentioned. So that tells me that it's not really what they preach. They will preach and share about your blind with a vision or your channel or who you are, or will even mention you on social media if you purchase their glasses, their products, yeah. And you will be acknowledged, and you will be the favorite in these organizations if you kiss us. If you go and speak for them, lying that they do this and that, and then you become the favorite one, and guess what? You will be the one that they actually will give you what you asked for, not until they have the next replacement, right? Anyway, I guess this is very ambiguous and unclear. My whole thing is that my dream is that for us the blind, that someday we experience this great awakening and think about what we're doing. Are we just being there, passive, and letting others profit with us, and allowing the rich to get richer, and us, the disadvantaged, just being what they use for them to do that, when in reality what they do is wrong. I'm going to be sharing with you guys videos that I took from the beginning of September up to now. Follow and make sure you, I guess, watch what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be sharing these clips to share an example of what happened to me since the beginning of September. I have to towards the end of September. I'm going to be sharing with you, and I'm going to come and share what happened. I mean, to the point that I actually got really hurt and somebody else could have been killed, right? But of course, I'm not someone that is going to be crying about it and saying like this, he did that to me, and oh my gosh, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm older, right? So, you know, keep an eye here. I'm going to be sharing, I'm going to be more clear about it. For now, I have to say that my dream is that for us to wake up, be aware of what's going on, and that you guys sit down and actually reflect on what is the legacy. Ask yourself the biggest question: what is the legacy that you want to leave behind for our future blind generations? Do you want to see, like, in, I don't know, 2 decades, 3 decades, 100 years? Do you want to see, I mean, we're going to be gone, maybe even tomorrow for me. I don't know, this evening. We can, if I learn something, um, how do I say this? Guys, you guys know English is my second language, but if I learn something powerful or meaningful or helpful on Christmas Day, was that things can change within seconds. Even if you have dreams, and I guess even if you have plans about something that you waited for a long time, right? Things can change in a few seconds. And but I mean, do you view the future blind generations living exactly the same, or do you wish them to? I guess we're going to be advancing in the technology, accessible technology. We're going to be able to do more and more. I mean, I'm doing this video by myself here because of accessible technology, and because I had the money to buy this phone and my tripod, and I have the blind courage, and I want to do this, and my way of thinking pushes me to do this, right? Nobody else is. On the contrary, some people say like, "Oh no, just stop." But no, I know what I want, right? I know what I want. Um, so for me, you probably want. I specifically asked, "What is the legacy that you want to leave for blind people?" I didn't ask, "What is the legacy that you want to leave behind when you're gone?" What is the legacy that you want to leave for the blind community? I really hope I leave a legacy where that reminds blind people that we were given a voice to use it and make a change, and not to keep quiet with those who actually profit out of us, and we just keep unemployed, no money, no power. We don't have a place uh, in society that actually, where we can actually really say what happens with blind people. We part of my dream is for us to be united. And then I laugh about it. I smile. I go like, "Oh wow, that is the biggest dream, for us to be united." Of course, we're different individuals, as I said in the beginning, and we all think differently. But if we will really stop and think about it, the reason why all these organizations and these locations and these companies and entities out there don't really care, they just spread inclusion, it's because we're not doing anything about it. We're just being passive about it. We are. I was saying that many of these locations don't even offer mental health services. And the first thing that they do is to give you a white cane and they tell you, you have to be independent, even before you process all the feelings about the vision loss and your situation. And then I laugh. Yeah, for us to be independent, not only we need to process the whole vision loss and orientation and mobility with a guide dog or a cane or guide dog. We actually need money in the pocket. We need money for us to pay transportation, for us to pay for whatever we need to get out there, because the transportation is not free for the blind the way it is in other countries. And it's not that I'm asking for everything to be, I'm not asking for freebies. I'm asking, I'm saying that because, yeah, there are no jobs for us the blind. I don't hear any president, any new candidate actually preaching about, like, I want this for people with visual disabilities or disabled community. Never. I was all obsessed about the Trump and the whole thing going on with our president now and Biden, and I go like, oh, he has a disability. He's probably going to be thinking about the blind. He had issues as he was growing up with the start, the way he stutters, and people go like, oh, he speaks like that because he's old. Well, he always had that disability, and he worked really hard on it. Well, even Biden, even someone with a disability, they don't even think about us, right? They don't. And which is so passive and calm. So my dream is for us to wake up, and think about what is the legacy that you want to leave for those people that are coming, behind us. Because for us to really become independent, we need a salary, we need money, and then we don't even have to need those nonprofit organizations who treat us as if they're making us a favor. And when that goes beyond treating us with the attitude like if they're making us a favor and use their money for their favorite blind people, and when it gets to discrimination and total exclusion, that is totally wrong, absolutely wrong. And that's what I experience: discrimination, exclusion, right? Gaslighting, retaliation, even though I never said and questioned it a single time. And I'm going to be sharing about it. I'm going to stop right here and just check and see if you guys have any comments, make comments, and then I'm going to go ahead and close my video, because I always say that I'm going to, stop, and then I don't. Let me see. Excuse me. See, share, Carrie, I already say hi to Carrie. Mike, I love Mike. Let me see. Love Vision in a Visual World is Trevor in England. Check Trevor's YouTube channel. Love Vision in a Visual World. Edelia Garcia. Hi, Edelia. Hi, Mackenzie. I haven't seen Mackenzie in the longest time. Mackenzie appears here and there. Mike. Okay. Mike has all these amazing, powerful quotes. It says, "You cannot wait for the bad things in life. You cannot wait for the bad things in your life to be gone before you decide to be happy." Yeah, although happiness is momentarily. I don't even know how to say the word. It's just momentary. We just focus on from my point of view, to be happy. I mean, many things make us happy. But from my point of view, the thing is about finding purpose and meaning in life. And I'm not just talking about the blind, I'm talking in general. Once you find purpose and meaning in life, you're going to learn to be happy. And when things go wrong, you will get sad, upset, angry, whatever. But you know what? You don't get stuck. Because once you find purpose and meaning in life, you just get up and do whatever you have to do. You're able to endure whatever. And that's when I say we always Once you find purpose and meaning in life, you just keep moving beyond limitations. You keep moving beyond adversities. You keep moving beyond discrimination, and on and on and on. And happy, there are times that you're not going to be happy, even if you found purpose and meaning in life. And I compare this, I shouldn't go into the religion, but many people tell you, Christians tell you, uh, Jesus helped you for this and that, for everything, but because you're Christian, you're not going to be experiencing difficulties in life, but Jesus is going to help you overcome those difficulties. I believe that. I believe that. Whatever God you have, yeah, those are coping mechanisms. You know, that's the way you can. I guess we all have to believe in something. That someone powerful out there is watching us. I believe that. I agree, and I really believe that finding purpose and meaning in life is what help you, and then you'll find many, many, many happy moments. I always say on my videos, "Oh, I wish I could see. The world is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. It's so beautiful that I wish I could see the trees and the birds and the sky and the sea and the smile of a child," right? Like Helen Keller used to say. I do. Mike. Okay, so Mike says life was not perfect when I could see, so it is impossible that it's perfect now that yeah, I agree. I agree. But we cannot allow those others to profit with us and do what they do. Miguel Verduzco dice hola. He says hola. Hola, Miguel. I don't know if you're here. Miguel says I have visual deficiency. I love the word, the way it translates. Visual deficiency, I guess. Low vision. Hola. Hola, his name is Miguel, Mike. Miguel, oye, bienvenido a Blind with a Vision. Welcome to Blind with a Vision. Aquí todos tenemos deficiencia visual. Here on Blind with a Vision, most of us have visual deficiency. Sounds quite interesting term. Tavez, I don't understand the name. I hope Aiko is doing well. I really hope she's doing well. I'll be sharing about Aiko here. I will. So maybe even tonight you'll see some videos here. Jesus Carrasco, Jesús Carrasco de Puebla, México, from Puebla, Mexico. Hi, Jesús. ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenido. Welcome. Miguel says, I don't understand English. Too bad, because this video is in English. I'll do one in Spanish. Yo hago un video en español. Okay, Jesus says, could you please explain a little bit in Spanish the topic that you're talking about? I guess I will say that I will do just a video in Spanish for that. Jesús, estoy hablando de un tema que le voy a hacer aparte en un video en español, just in Spanish. Lo prometo, I promise. Prometo, 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 I promise. Margie says, hello, Anna. Margie is my most faithful. I don't want to call her subscriber and follower because she's a friend. I love Margie. She has been supporting Blind with a Vision and Anna for years. She's always there on my Facebook. She's always a top follower friend. She's always on my list. I know who actually watches my on that list that we get on you on Facebook. The weekly people that is tells you who how many points each person, and who appears in that list because they actually are watching what you do. They watch even if they don't give you a like. They're watching, right? And there are those who just come quickly, like they check one day, they give a like on the posting, give a little comment. But Facebook, not if you've been engaged. So if you're not on the list, it's because you were not engaged with whatever I do. And it's fine. There are so many YouTube channels out there of more interesting people than Anna and things that are quite helpful and so many distractions. Although those who know say that in order to make it alive, you actually have to say 99 times no and yes only once, right? We have so many distractions that we get distracted wanting to do so many things and not focusing on one single thing. So I'm practicing that. That's why I'm doing this live video. Miguel Verduzco, says, I hope to understand this in Spanish. Sí, Miguel, voy a estar haciendo esto en español. Lo prometo, prometo, I promise. Okay, Jesus says, you can also tell us what happened with your dog. I don't understand this topic a lot. Jesús, voy a compartir en español un video y prometo, I promise, prometo, to share with you guys, compartir con ustedes qué es lo que pasó con Aiko, okay? Okay, Trevor says it happens so much. We're put on the stage as puppets. And yeah, we are puppets, those blind people, and I'm not saying that in every location, but those people turn evil. Very often they don't want to say what's wrong. I work in this company, sketch booking packages, travel packages. And the first blind person that was hired there, Trevor, he would not tell anyone the tips and tricks of how to use the system because he didn't want to know any new blind person arriving, working there, to know, because he didn't want anybody else to gain the skills and know about this, to be hired. And if anything was wrong with the system and Joss, he would say that it was not true. That's not true. It's working for me. When it was not true. Why? Because these people want to appear like if they know everything. They don't want to give any trouble to the company, so they're not fired. So they actually make you look bad when in reality you know that they're not actually booking the trips. Why? Because they call the service desk and the sighted agents actually book the packages. You're waiting there for 40 minutes for an sighted agent to book the package, and then you have to go on the phone and say to the client, like, I'm working on your package, okay? Just please be patient with me. And they're getting upset because as a blind person, you're not able to do so because the system is not really accessible 100%, right? Only someone like Anna is going to ask. I go like, really? Am I really working, or you just want me to come here and sit and have somebody else book my packages and then say that you guys are accessible? You're not. It's like those people from Turkey and other countries that have shared with us on Clubhouse that they hire one blind person and they have the person sitting outside welcoming people. And that's the only person the blind person that is working there. And they have even told these people like, oh, you can just go home. But they will say like, we hire blind people and it's only one person who, by the way, they actually send them home. If you have not been in the blind community for a long time and you have talked to blind people, as many blind people as I have from all over the world, and you have not have one of these social platforms and actually interact, and you, by what you just know in your little circle of blind people, then you don't really know what's going on, and that's why you might not understand what I'm talking about. You need to talk to blind people all over the place. Mike says, when I lost my job, when I went blind, I had to retire with my job from the state. Mike, my question is, how come you couldn't stay there? How come you didn't get another? I mean, that's a good question for you too, not only for the company. How come you had to quit? Because from a point of view, we blind people can work for the state. I don't know. Maybe you were. Okay, I press on Mike's comment and it says black user. Sorry. No. Okay, Mike is mentioning the glasses from Apple that are over $3,000. Of course. I went to replace my battery last week and it was $85 plus tax for the battery. Not bad. Better than buying a phone that is $1,500, which is the one that I want or need. I should run for Congress. Hooray. Not many blind people would vote for me, Mike, because I push the red buttons. Ambitions? Yeah, ambition is 3,800. Unless they lower the prices. Okay, Margie, my friend Margie, even if Margie doesn't call me a friend, Margie, you are a friend. And this is not because you're following my content and because you're always there. Margie has never questioned what I share on my content. She respects people. She never questions, and I know there are things that she could easily question. She never questions what I do. She never comes and say, like, why are you sharing that? Why did you? No, that's not true. I go like, I would never go on people's channel and say that's not true. Hey, if you have your YouTube channel and your social media, on your social media, I'm no one to come and say like, oh, that's not true. Although any comments are welcome, and I can talk about it. Let me see. Margie says, I love the fact that you speak up and you do not sugarcoat it. The truth. That's true. Most blind people do, and that is not helping the blind community. Oh, and then we have the blind family members who actually only show the perfect things they can do, and then the society believes that that's how it is, and then they tell you, oh, you're so smart, you're so smart, which, as I have mentioned before, giving me all these compliments because I'm smart, it doesn't fit me, honestly. I need a salary, I need a job to eat and to pay my rent because I do not own a house, right? No vision in a visual. Okay, I totally see. I told you, Trevor and I are friends because we identify so much with Trevor. And he's from UK. I met Trevor 2 years ago. And it's interesting how we actually view life very similar. Trevor says, put simply, he says, I want us simply not to be treated as second class citizens. Trevor, you and I have talked about we're not even treated as second class citizens. Second class citizens very often they have a job, even if it's with minimum wage, even if it's washing, the car wash, which I'm not minimizing those jobs at all. I'm not. Uh, it says simply, I want us to be treated as less than second class by the. Yeah, we don't want to. He says, I don't want us to. I guess Trevor, your dream is not to be treated as second class citizens by these organizations and companies that actually are really profiting out of us. Honestly, they do. It's been years that I've been going to the season convention, and I always ask these questions. When they give me they show me their amazing technology because it's amazing. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all these people. I value these people. I cherish these people that actually want, they have the ability to create this technology and they thought about me and you guys, right? But then it turns into business. And these people, they have the right to make their money. I mean, they do, but they, I guess we all do. It's just that what they think about is really about how much they're going to be making. They think about the United States. They say, oh, they have the rehab program. They investigate, they find out, they say, you know what? In the United States, they have the American with Disabilities Act, and it is against the law not to provide with a blind client who's working with this piece of technology, right? Some people get whatever they want in the rehab program. Some people, they just don't. I reapplied for the rehab program. It'll be 2 years this March. 2 years. Have I received the services that I asked for? Of course not. Of course not. Even with your blind counselor, you're not, they have a huge caseload, I understand. But if you message the supervisor, then they give you the attitude like, oh, you want to talk with me, right? Yeah. Laura, Laura Flores. Laura says, I love your videos. Thanks. Muchas gracias, Laura. Thank you so much. Kisses. Love vision. I hope you guys are reading the messages. Trevor says this requires us to stand up, speak more, and not allow us to be managed by these locations. That's why my dream is for us to wake up, because we're just being brainwashed that we're making you a favor, but helping you with this, and not really. I don't know why we don't actually stop to think. I know the blind community is very diverse. We're not just blind people. We have so much diversity within the blind community. We're so different. The blindness make us similar because we deal with the same issues because of the blindness, but we're different. Mike went blind later in life. He worked for the state. He knows how it was to have a good job, and he now knows not to, how it is not to work. But many people that was born blind, and many, like the ones that went blind younger, even the families are so passive. I always say that in the blind community, for us to actually make a change, we need three important. I'm going with my fingers, guys, putting my hand up and pointing with my index middle finger and the ring finger, saying three important groups of people in society for us to make a big change. Is us, the blind, because we're the ones who need to wake up, really learn who we are as a person, what place do we have in society, and how we are responsible for asking for what we need. Not what we want, but what we need to survive and to actually have quality of life, right? We are the ones. If we don't tell others, I mean, we always talk about it. If something is going on with iOS, well, like we call Apple accessibility and we message. And I call the Apple accessibility and say, hey, do you think you can message the Apple engineers and actually work on the iMovie this and this? There are things that they have fixed and things that they will not be able to because there are visual things in accessible technology that, from my point of view, only the human eye can decipher. Um, but those three groups of people in society that are responsible, that are the ones that can make the change. The first one is us. If we don't speak up about what's going on, they're not going to come and ask you, what do you need? Second group is legislatures, right? The lawmakers, the ones that have the power. They're the ones. And the third group is society as a whole. Society as a whole, everyone, family members, everyone, right? But the ones that have to make the wheel sound, the ones to we have to make the wheel squeak is us, the blind. Other ones, no one is gonna ask you, like, I mean, is anyone knocking on your door and say, like, hey, blind person, do you need this, and this? Do you need even a ride to go to the store? Of course not. Thank you, Carrie. I'll check that. Jesus is asking if I can share this in Spanish, but I just can't right now because this is going to be English. Jesús, yo voy a compartir un video en español nada más. Mike says, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you, Micah. Yeah, we should. Trevor says he really dislikes the one token thing for the employment. Yeah. Mike, okay. Mike says if I ever win the lotto, I will buy you a big house, and I want a round house. Mike, make sure it's a round house, so I don't give a single corner to anyone. No, I'm just kidding. It's a joke in Spanish. These people say, like, when I win the lottery, the lottery. I always have difficulty saying lottery. I'm gonna buy a round house, and you ask why? Also, I don't give a corner. I don't have to give a corner to anyone. Oh my god. See, yes, Jesus, I'll do that. Yo te agrego. Jesus is asking for my WhatsApp, of course. For anyone that wants to message on WhatsApp, here goes the number. You always, for WhatsApp, add the plus sign. If you have WhatsApp, it's plus 1714 300 8933, right? El número de plus, el uno, Mi número de WhatsApp, sorry, I switched to Spanish without even thinking, is the plus sign 1-714-300-8933. Jesús, mi número de WhatsApp es el, ya sabes, el signo de más, el 1-714-300-8933. 1-714-300-8933. Mike says it would be great if they discount the technology for blind people. Well, that's a goal. Annex. Trevor says we need to wake up and be responsible to achieve our dreams. We can. Mike says Apple accessibility knows my name. I know someone in the family that says that they actually have posters of me all over their walls because I'm always asking for changes. All right, so I'm going to go up on my screen. Excuse my finger. Let me see. All right. I'm just flicking on my screen. Let me see. Wow, I went over. It's 1 hour, 19 minutes. I'm going to have to do a Spanish video because Jesus is really asking for me to translate. And I noticed that those videos bore people. I mean, my videos overall bore people, right? Thank you so much, Trevor. Thank you for sharing the low vision perspective. And Mike actually went blind. I don't know how long ago, but I guess it was hard, Mike, going blind when you had this nice job with the state and later on going blind. Mike is very positive, and I love that. Love that. Um, and it's not that I have anything against positive people at all. I don't. We have to find ways to, we have to find whatever it is to actually um, start contemplating that even if we are blind, we have options, even under these circumstances that we just discussed. Yeah, we humans are so resilient. We have this resiliency, and it's different for different people, right? But we all have resiliency, faith, and hope. I think faith and hope is what really keep us always. I did a posting, what, I don't know, over a week ago, where I said that faith and hope are critical because even under the worst circumstances, and even if you're depressed, you hear faith and hope whispering in your ear saying, you know, everything is going to get better. It's going to get better. And I'm okay, Mike. I mean, it's not that I disagree with being so positive. That's what we need to do. We need to, whatever strategy works for you, to actually start contemplating and looking around and say like, hey, there is a blind lady that actually she kept going, right? Regardless of all the adversities and limitations and challenges, because mine have been many, but I know there is always someone worse than me in a worse situation, like those people that message me about blind children in other countries, and they don't even know what a cane is. They don't even think about giving these kids the stick of a broom so they can actually get out there, because these people are embarrassed about these blind children and they don't allow anyone and those kids to get out there, and they don't know how to read, or there are no services for the blind around there where they live in those little villages. Or people who message me go like, I know a blind person in whatever country, and they're 60 or 70 and they never went out. They live like little animals in the house because a blind person here is nothing. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. And not because Mike went blind later in life, if that makes it better or worse. It's just the life conditions that many of our blind. See, I'm ready to cry. I'm talking about the lack of quality life for many of our blind people. I have here in the States, I'm lucky to live in the United States. And I was lucky that my parents brought me here. and I was a teen, and I I'm not rich. I don't belong to the 1%, and I qualified for many programs here, and I'm grateful for all those programs and those schools and those nonprofit organizations. I'm grateful because many of us have benefited from that, but more than that, their services have given me quality of life, and they have even given quality of life to others. But it's wrong. I also have to speak up about when they actually are doing something totally wrong and they discriminate and exclude me or exclude any other person, right? I'm blessed for having things that many other people would blind people wish they would have, and they don't. They just don't. And it pains me. I cry about it when I read these messages about someone who just was 70 and was die at that age, and he was always at home, never learned. And they tell me like he was very smart. Oh, and he used to cook, and he used to fold his clothes nicely and whatever, but he never went outside because he was hidden. And I asked, so did you do any, like, siblings who they didn't even talk about this person anymore. They never called. They came like, oh well, my brother is in whatever country, and I came here, but I don't really talk to him much. I already know how that goes. If you're blind, you're like Trevor says, with we are viewed as less than, and if you don't belong to that a good social economic status, oh, especially as soon as they see that you don't belong to that, you don't have that huge mansion, they stop talking to you, right? It's even funny, quite funny, quite hilarious. But anyway, I'm gonna stop my video here. I have a huge dream formed by many, many little dreams within. I believe we, the blind community, are the ones who um, are the responsibles, the first responsible group to actually do something about it. Other blind people don't, other sighted people, other people, they don't come to your house and ask. And just to give you an example about my biggest dream and make it simple, um, kind of to the micro level. No one knocks on your door and says, like, hey, blind person, do you need to go to the store? Do you need money for your rent? Do you want to go somewhere? Do you have for your transportation? Are you looking for a job? No one that really anyone does that, not even family members, because they're busy with their own things. It's not that they don't love us. Do you think other people are going to do this? And if you allow humans, they will abuse the position of power. They will. Humans, we are like that. There is no explanation really why. We just happen to do that. Once you're in the position of power, you'll abuse it. And you know clearly that they don't even care about the blind client when they don't give you even 10 minutes to talk to them about your concern. And they send you, and they ask the person that actually did the whole discrimination. They have this person giving you a call and sending you mails. Do you guys really think I want to speak to this person? No. If I would be the rich donor or the ones that have the money, they would give me those even an hour to talk to them about it. No, that tells me that we are not important, you guys. We're not. Unless you kiss us, but not even like that. How could they talk to a blind person? You're less than, like Trevor says. So we need to wake up and reflect on what, ask yourself. I mean, in this situation, they say that comparing with others is bad, is wrong. Sometimes, not all the time. Compare your life and see how others, not to feel bad, but to question and wake up. And like Michelle Obama says, she always says that she found out at age 4 that she had a voice that she could use to help others. We have a voice to speak up about it. We have family members that could get involved and they don't. On the contrary, very often they're the ones to push you aside. not to get depressed about it. I don't say to, someone has to speak about this, right? And the whole society. I mean, they're not sitting there thinking about, they're making the thousands and thousands of dollars on their annual income. They're not sitting there thinking about the poor. They're not. They're all concerned about keeping their job, their position of power, and finding ways to make more money. That's what it is. Wow, my gosh, I'm passionate about these topics because I really believe those. That's why Blind with a Vision is very transparent, genuine, and because I don't prepare for my viewers anything, I just say what I think, and I'm not saying that I'm right and that I have the perfect English and the most fluent English, but I do have the passion and the courage and the ganas. Ganas is the effort to actually do this for one biggest simple reason, for hopefully in the future for things to change for us the blind, and that we finally are treated like people, and that we gain a place in society as a whole, and that we have jobs and a salary to finally be able to be a little bit more independent, right? And that we're able to buy things that we need, like most people. So if you are interested to join the Blind with a Vision and telling others about this simple channel, send them my link, send them one of my videos, invite them. I'm going to be sharing about what I just talked about here in these weeks, and I'm going to be doing more live videos if life allows or the universe allows. Thank you for joining me. I'm sorry about those who only don't understand much English, and I'll do a video in Spanish, I promise. Lo prometo que les voy a compartir el video en español. It was just difficult to actually do the Spanglish, and then people don't really stick around. And es difícil hacer un video en español e inglés porque la gente no se queda a escucharlo. They don't listen to it. And after I do these talks, I really get extremely reflective. Is that how you say? Am I probably making up this word? I even reflect more about it. And my dream gets bigger and bigger, and it gets so heavy in my head that I'm not able to hold it. That's how huge it is. And the wish to actually change things for us the blind. And I get tearful. I do when I read all those messages of people that is depressed and they can't teach anymore, or they never been to a place where they have rehab, or they don't take their children to a place where they can learn, they can get all these rehabilitation services because they don't have the money to take their blind twins, 8-year-old blind twins, because they don't even have the money because the location is 3 hours away somewhere in the world, and we don't even think about it, right? Oh, I hope that you guys all join this vision and wake up, and that we help each other. See, I'm really tearful about it. Anyway, send you hugs and kisses, and love you guys. I do care. Someone in Southern California cares about what you live as a blind person. I do. I do. Just like when you get married, I do. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next YouTube video. Bye for now. Ciao, ciao. Adios. Arrivederci. Sayonara.